She thought I wasn't watching, but I was. The spoon lingered too long above my bowl, her hand steady in a way that betrayed practice. A faint dusting, barely visible against the broth's steam, dissolved and vanished. She smiled when she set it down, casual, almost innocent. Almost. When she left the kitchen to pour herself a glass of water, I reached across the table. I didn't hesitate. I switched our bowls. Quietly, efficiently. My pulse never spiked. She returned humming, sat down, lifted her spoon. I watched her lips part, and I felt nothing. No shock, no fear, just the cold clarity of a man realizing he had been right all along. Betrayal rarely announces itself with a trumpet. It comes quiet, subtle, a shift in tone, a lie too easily spoken. For months she had been distant, her touch mechanical, her eyes unfocused, her words rehearsed. I thought it was boredom, the erosion of routine, until the late-night phone calls, until the laughter behind the closed bathroom door, until her sudden interest in working late. I played the fool. She believed I was one. But the soup confirmed everything. This wasn't infidelity anymore. It was elimination. I wasn't just inconvenient. I was in the way. The way she chewed and swallowed so casually burned into my mind. A performance, a test. She was seeing if I'd notice. I did, and I let her eat, because I needed to know more. That night when she slept, I stood by the window, staring into the black glass. Her phone rested on the nightstand, careless. A careless person believes in her own cleverness. The messages were there. Not words of affection, not confessions of love. No, it was strategy, logistics. When? How long does it take? Make sure no trace. A name. A man I knew vaguely. A man she swore was just a friend. I copied everything. Transferred the data to a drive I kept hidden inside the lining of my jacket. Evidence was oxygen now. I couldn't breathe without it. The next day I visited a private lab under the guise of a routine checkup. I gave them her coffee mug, the residue inside. Toxicology, I said simply. The technician didn't ask why. Money buys silence. At home I smiled, cooked dinner, kissed her cheek, played the doting husband. Inside, I counted every second like a man listening to a time bomb. The report came 2 days later, rat poison, traces confirmed. Not lethal in small doses, but accumulative, designed to weaken before it destroyed. She wasn't clumsy, she was patient. That night I placed the envelope on the dining table. She walked in, heels clicking, face flushed from her yoga class. She froze when she saw it. "What's this?" she asked, her voice too high, too quick. I didn't answer. I just sat, folded hands, and watched. She opened it. Her face drained as her eyes scanned the words. When she finally looked at me, panic spilled into her voice. "This isn't what you think!" But I already knew, and she knew I knew. Silence was my weapon. Her own words, the absence of mine, did the damage. I leaned forward, calm, controlled. "You ate my portion," I said flatly. Her lips trembled. Her eyes darted, calculating, searching for an escape that didn't exist. I slid my phone across the table. The screen lit up. Her messages displayed in neat rows, copied, backed up, waiting. Her hand twitched as if to grab it. I didn't let her. Instead, I spoke the words she never expected. "You'll leave quietly. Tonight. No scene, no explanations. Tomorrow morning, every detail goes to the police if you're still here. If you try to run, I won't stop you, but the evidence will find you before I do." Her face cracked. Tears spilled. "Please, you don't understand." I cut her off with a glance. Nothing more. The silence broke her more than shouting ever could. The door closed behind her at midnight. The echo lingered in the house like smoke. I sat alone at the table, staring at the empty bowls. The one she'd poisoned, the one she'd eaten. It wasn't victory I felt, not relief, just confirmation. She was never mine, not truly. She had always been performing, calculating, searching for an exit. And I had given her the stage long enough to reveal her final act. I stood, washed the bowls, and placed them back into the cabinet. My movements slow, deliberate, ritualistic. There was no grief, no anger, only clarity. The truth was simple. She wanted me gone. Now she was. And as I turned off the lights, the house finally felt like mine again. The poison never touched me, but it devoured her, long before she realized it.